So WWE 2K22 has been out for a little few days now, of course, and it is, honestly, quite good. However, there is a bit of a problem with the game for quite a few people, myself included, and that is that it's not simmy enough. It's a little bit too on the arcade side. So what's the idea of this video? I have been delving into the settings for a few hours, trying to make the game feel a little bit more simulation. Now, I want to start this off with a prefix. This is not perfect. This is not a perfect fix. This will not get the game playing like it did in, say, 2K19 or even to an extent 2K20. This is not the be-all end-all. But, this is a big prefix but, it is much better than how it is when the game comes out of the box if you're of course looking for that simulation style feeling. Now, the majority of the settings that I'm going to go through are for player versus player, two controllers, as I do for my Universe series. There are settings that I will show you that you can change for the AI in order to make playing AI versus AI or player versus AI more interesting and more simulation for your own benefit. I will tell you what to go through, I will show you all the settings, and maybe do one live as well, just to show you what it looks like, how it works, and explain the goods and the bads of the setting, and of course the gameplay as a whole, for those with a very more simulation style aspect. So, let me show you the sliders. You're going to go in your options, you're going to go into gameplay, you go over to balancing, and here, as you can see, I haven't really changed a lot with the AI standing reversal rates. If you want to change the reversal rates, that is entirely up to you, that's your forte. I don't use the AI personally, so I have nothing to gain by changing these stats. They are, if you want to change them, maybe to make the game a little harder for yourself, you can absolutely do that. The main stats you want to change, in my opinion, are these. Referee downtime, I've put all the way up to 100. You want the referee to be down for as long as possible, give it that more simulation vibe. For me, he gets up a little too quickly for my liking. Just a little too quickly, and sometimes if you want to get some heel heat in, do a little bit of a segment where the beatdown is on, where you can hit a low blow without the ref looking, you want that slider all the way up. I've turned basic reversal windows up because I can't reverse to save my life, same as signature and finisher reversals. Now, the main things that you want to start off here is this one. Stunned recovery rate. You want this all the way down at 0, so that when the person is stunned, or, I believe, when the stun bar is going up and you are not stunned yet, how long it will take for that stun meter to go back down. Because when that stun bar is up, that person will lay down for longer, sell the move for longer, and take longer as a result of the bar taking longer to go down, take longer to get back up to their feet, enabling you to sell a little bit more, tell a little bit more of a story, get a little bit of a pacing going on there. I know stamina cost and stamina recovery rate, they're in this slider, and I've changed the stamina recovery rate. However, these don't matter because stamina recovery and stamina in general is not in 2K22. So why these sliders are there? I don't know. Next one, stun gain, stun duration. These are the two most important sliders that you can have on for you in this one. You want them both up to 100, or there and thereabouts, depending on how easily you want someone to get stunned for and how long you want it to last. I have noticed with stun gain, at 100, all it takes is a running move in the corner, a running move after it, and maybe a strong strike when they go on the floor, and that's it, they're stunned. Or maybe one grab combo. That's it, they're stunned. That's all you need to get someone stunned. With locking up and grapples and all that, it won't stun them anywhere near as much, really. Not until you get into about the red health where you start seeing a stun bar on those kind of moves. But with the strike combos and with running corner moves and anything like that, as soon as you get that bar going, it starts flying up, and I am talking 3-4 moves tops to get that person stunned, and with stun duration all the way up to 100 as well. This applies, of course, to getting them stunned from the combos, from the running corners, the way I've done things as my tester, as I explained, and from signatures and finishers. With this all the way up to 100, I've noticed that people are down for as long as 25, nearly 30 seconds from these moves, which is exactly what you want if you want to film, say, if you want to go in a highlight reel and film a segment of someone standing over someone at the end of a show as a part of a beatdown segment. This will enable you to get that across much better than it does when it's on 50, when I've noticed that a signature is only really sold for about 10 to 15 seconds. This, you're looking 25, 30 seconds tops, depending on the person. It is a big change. These two are the main ones for you. And the last one, of course, this is for people who want to do player versus AI. AI difficulty damage scaling. I'm not too certain exactly what this does. I haven't been able to tell it to a precise T. However, I believe it has something to do with how much damage the AI takes as the time goes on. So I believe if you want the AI to take more damage, you turn this one up and the AI will sell for longer. My personal preference, why there isn't a stat like this available for player damage scaling, enabling someone to stay down for longer, I don't know. But I believe this will set it up to be the case where the AI will sell a move for longer, depending on how damaged they are, depending on their health, and depending on the difficulty, I believe, as well. Maybe it means that the higher the difficulty you play at, the more damage they take. I think. Again, I cannot... I haven't tested this one out to prove it for myself because I don't play against the AI. I use 2 controllers. So those are the sliders that you want to work with. There is one more stat that I haven't been able to confirm if it works or not, but I will demonstrate it here. I'm just going to use Hangman Page as an example. Here there is recovery, and it says as a description, recovery affects how quickly a superstar will take to recover from an attack. I have turned this all the way down as low as you can, which is 30. I have not noticed a difference in turning it down to 30 from having it up all the way at 81 as Hangman Page was. There has been no discernible difference for me in how long they sell a move. For example, if I do a running clothesline to a 30 recovery guy, they will get right back up to their feet as if nothing has ever happened. A lot of running moves will not affect the person in this game, I have noticed, no matter what health they're on. So long as you do a running light strike, which is left trigger and X, as long as you keep doing that, doesn't matter what health they are at, they will continue to just get right back up to their feet as if nothing has happened. You can run a train on the guy, basically, is what I'm saying, of constant lariats and like a 3-on-1 handicap match or something, and the guy will just keep on getting up. Is that good for a guy like a Rusev or a Keith Lee or Tomohiro Ishii? Yes. Is it what you want 15 minutes into a match between Drew McIntyre and Rey Mysterio? No. No, it's not. So, as a word of advice, don't use running clotheslines, don't use running light strikes a lot in a game, in a match, because it seems to not make a difference. Now I'm going to go into a match and show you how this affects the gameplay a little. So I've loaded into a match at WrestleMania. It's Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. No reason for that at all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of showcase how quickly the stun meter goes up as effectively as I can. So as Roman, I'm just going to punch Brock a little bit here, get a little bit of hurt on him, do a little bit of damage. The stun stuff, early doors doesn't really do anything. The stun meter doesn't really show up. You have to do a little bit of damage to them in this game in order to... Not too much damage, but just a little bit in order to showcase that the stun stuff really happens. I mean, look, there's Brock taking a little bit of time to get up to his feet already. That's a good sign this early into the thing. Just to show I can reverse with Brock still. Never mind. As you can tell, there's a little bar above Roman's head. I'm going to throw him into the turnbuckle here and just watch how much that bar goes up just from that running strike in the corner. If I do a running grapple follow-up here, never mind, Brock doesn't want to do that. There you go. Running quick thing, and he's stunned. I'm just going to stand back now. That's the 3rd move I've done to Roman in this match, or one of the first 10 moves at the absolute most. And look at how long that stun bar is taking to go down, and how long it took to trigger for it to start going down in the first place. Still going. Still going. Now he's getting up. That is a long, long time, especially as that was only about 4 moves that I did to Roman in the entire match as Brock. And that happened. Obviously, there's the downside of it. He takes that T-bone suplex and he's getting right back up to his knee. So that doesn't help. But that's just doing basically strong strikes and those sort of things. I'll try and get him stunned again now just to show you how long it'll take. I'm still sort of getting used to the controls, I gotta be honest, and the timings. That'll trigger the thing. There we go. There's that uppercut. Already got about a quarter of the bar filled. Take him into the corner again. Running strike. And he's stunned again. And obviously, the downside is during this time, if someone's stunned, they're not going to be, you're not going to be able to reverse any moves. However, if I do this move, Roman will sell it for a long, long time. He's just going to stay down on the floor and sell it for upwards of at least, what was that about? Close to 15 seconds, probably. And if I do that very same move when Roman isn't stunned, as an example, do it again. Roman is selling. Oh, wouldn't you know, the AI... Oh, there you go, see? What was that about? Just about 5 seconds, tops. And he's got red limb, and an orange head, and a reddish health bar. So that's big. That's a big change. Now, obviously, I want to make it plain and clear, this is not a perfect fix. As I said at the start of the video, this is not a perfect fix. In just trying to set this up, I couldn't always get the stun bar to trigger off of the running move in the corner. Sometimes with Roman here when I was trying it, Brock is at full health now and full everything. In the corner, look, it won't trigger. He won't get stunned, and he'll just get right back up to his feet. So it doesn't work all of the time, but it certainly works at the least. It seems, see, there you go, got a little bit of a stun bar on that one. But you can see there, just that little stomp added to it. These ground strikes hopefully will really add to it. Alright, never mind, they didn't add to it anything at all. But it's just about actually having the ability to be able to stun them a little bit easier, having to do less work to stun them, and when they're stunned, being able to get away with more. Now, for example, of course, if Brock gets stunned here, which you can easily just stomp, or never mind, because I forgot about the 4 reversals thing. But if Brock did get stunned there, he'd be down for a lot longer. I'd be able to, you know, sell that, as Brock, and be able to do a little bit of a standing over him and a little bit of storytelling. Here we go. This move will probably stun him now. There you go. Spin out suplex will stun him. He'll stay down. Roman's able to stand over him, cut a little promo over him, get a little bit of a shot, tell a story about how Brock's taking a beating here. Obviously, again, the downside is to this, it's not perfect. You can't break a stun. You will stay stunned for that period of time. It will stay stunned. Think of it as like reversing a heavy move in the 2K19, 2K20 engine. When you reverse that move and you can't reverse, you used to be able to do a taunt to break your ability to not be able to reverse things. That is not the case in this game. You cannot taunt. You can't do anything when you're stun locked. You are stun locked. You can't get up. You can't reverse. You can't fight back. You're stuck. So that is obviously the downside to it. There's nothing you could do about that in the sliders or anything like that. That is a feature of the game that you can't change. Would I wish you could change it? Yes, obviously, but you can't change it. So this is about as good as it's going to get. Unfortunately, as well, as the match goes on, the stun doesn't get any longer. It doesn't really get any easier to stun them as the match goes on either. It sort of stays the same from the start to the end. But what you can guarantee is that with that stun, you've got consistently anywhere between 20 to 30 seconds of someone being stun locked. And to show as my last example, I'll hit a signature or finisher as one of these guys and show you how long they're going to stay down for when they're hit with that move, as opposed to roughly the 15 seconds max I've noticed getting when I was doing it with the basic sliders. Alright, got Brock in the corner. He isn't stun locked, so there you go. So I'm going to hit the Superman punch spear finish now. Duck it. Lovely animation this is. Bam. Hit him. Stunned. Down he goes. Start the clock. Let's just count it down, basically. We're already up to 5 seconds, and the bar hasn't started moving at all. 10 seconds, and the bar is finally starting to go down. By now, Brock would probably start getting up by now, in all honesty, in the normal stun bar, with the normal stun meter. And after that move, I've got about 22 seconds on the clock here. I'll go to highlight reel and confirm that, just to make sure that is about roughly right. So I hit it at 2. Brock stayed down for about 25 seconds. There in thereabouts then. The animation ends probably about, well, there really, for Brock. Roman started controlling him there, and I was able to get into a good position to start filming something there, I would say. So that's easily about 20 seconds here of being on Roman, with the referee getting in the way. That's a lovely shot. Okay, I'd have to refilm it because the ref got in the way, but there we go. Of Roman, looking down at Brock and being able to make something of it. Highlight reel is a mixed bag this year for me personally. The speed isn't fantastic again. It runs at 30 FPS compared to the game running at 60 FPS. I don't know if that's a PS4, if that's a PC issue. And PS5 and Xbox Series X runs at 60 FPS. If anyone's still watching, please let me know. But there you go. Brock took ages to get back up to his feet there. Really sold the finisher. Again, of course, the downside is they're going to sell everything for this period of time. So a finisher won't feel as big. But obviously, in that stun lock, you can get in a few good moves on that person. You don't have to worry about them getting right back up to their feet after hitting a German superplex or something like that. You can hit a German superplex while they're stunned, or while the stun bar is filling up, and they'll sell it for even longer. That is the upside to it all, obviously. The downside to it all is it doesn't matter if you stun them in second 5 or minute 5 of the matchup. They will stay stunned for that period of time flat rate doesn't make a difference. Again, I don't know if recovery makes a difference to this or not. I have tried messing around with the recovery slider. I have not noticed a difference personally, so I don't really know what the recovery slider does per se. That though is about as good as I can show you right now for player versus player. If you want to test player versus AI for yourself with that difficulty damage slider, please do by all means, and let me know. Let me know if it makes a difference for you. Let me know if you get the AI staying down for even longer as well. That would be really interesting to know as to then why maybe we don't have a player slider for that, for the player to be able to stay down for longer. Let me know those kind of things. I've tried, I spent about 7-8 hours on this last night trying to make this all work, and this is right now as good as I can get it to work. If there are any changes, I will post them in the comments down below. Any new tactics you guys maybe find out through your own experience that make this work a little bit better. If there are any new gameplay tweaks as patches come out that make the gameplay feel a little bit slower and more simulation, I will be sure to let you know. This though, right now, is as good as I can make it work. I have worked my arse off to make sure that this is that this works. This is as good as it's been able to go so far, and as a result, this is, I believe, the way right now to get it to work for a simulation play in exhibition mode or in my GM mode or anything like that, where you want to use 2 controllers or you want to play against your mate and you want the match to be more simulation based. Obviously, prefix this all, my faction, online play, it's irrelevant. Those sliders don't make a difference. With that being said, I hope this helps you guys out. I will post the sliders in the description as well in case to save you going back to the video and watching them again. They are just the sliders. I'm just going to post the sliders that I've changed. Hopefully they'll be able to help you guys out. Let me know in the comments down below. If there's any fixes that you find, please let me know as well. And if you guys want to help each other out with some AI sliders as well, by all means, go ahead. That would be really cool as well. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. Please let me know about the support, if this has helped you as well. I would really appreciate all of that. Hope all of you guys are enjoying 2K22 as well. I think it is a massive breath of fresh air after everything we've been through lately. But obviously, with this video, I don't believe that it is the perfect game yet. But obviously, what I want from the game is different from what you want from the game, maybe. So, I'm not too certain. Either way, I think this is a step in the right direction, and I think this, for simulation players, can help it be a step more in the right direction. Not a big step, but certainly a step. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys soon again. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.